Have you completed the poll?
Not yet, I haven't seen it.
So if you go to poll on your menu bar, have you guys found it? Has any of you? Okay, I see Tembeka saying the poll is opening on my side. I can look at the results so far and see how many people have actually completed. Okay, we're running behind. The poll is not opening. So are you all saying the poll is not opening? Not opening. Not opening. Not opening. Keep your line muted. Wendy, please put your line muted. Have any of you completed the poll? Just indicate by raising your hand. Yeah, some people have completed the poll. If you can, just give a bit of instructions how you found the poll, because I see it from my screen. Maybe it appears differently when you are a participant. Have you all completed the poll? Have you seen the poll? Let me see if there's a way I can actually send a notification, or if I can drag it as a link. It's actually not. So they must scroll closer to the charts and then they will see poll. Okay, we're running a bit behind schedule. Just want to see if I managed to download to see how many people have completed the poll. Guys, without the information on the poll, it's not going to help us much. We need the information so that we can let me see, so that we can be able to tailor the sessions even better in the future. Because like I said, this whole Graduate Connect is created for those that are looking to gain entrance into the industry and to share the challenges that you face and see if we can create a forum that can actually speak for you, to find mentors, to partner you with mentors beyond the trainings that you all maybe go through. Okay. I'm going to check on Sakiwo because we're going to start this session. And let me maybe share a bit of the agenda. I'm supposed to do the welcome, which I've done so far. And I hope you guys understand the purpose of this session. And we have Sakiwo Dlalisa, who is the founder of Youth Development Project South Africa. Sakiwo, can you show by your hand that you are on? Let's see. Struggling to see if Sakiwo is here. Sakiwo, can you pin me or something? Let me just check on him.
Greetings. I'm with you.
Oh, you're here. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just having. So Sakiwo, you can actually, after I introduce the others, you will be providing a word of welcome as a founder of Youth Development Project South Africa. You can introduce yourself a bit, and you can give insight on why community matters and insight into youth development projects, challenges faced by graduates, and collaborative solution, including which that you've started with the youth development project. Then after, if Limakatso will be in, because she was a bit delayed, Imakatso Moshe, who's a CRA. She will also give you a little bit of more information on her mentorship programs and all things clinicals that she has founded. But mostly what she will be touching on is how your CV becomes your brand in this kind of circumstances, building a professional identity through your resume. And we have Nkateko Maluleke, who's from Investwell, which is let me actually do justice to this one. And I want you to understand why we have Nkateko here. As a founder of Investwell Financial Consultant and an experienced independent financial advisor with nearly 20 years in the field, and he founded Investwell, which is a wealth management company. I've actually invited him specifically from my earlier learnings when I joined the industry, and he's more, for me, specifically very important for those that are starting their employment careers to be wise when it from the beginning, from your first salary, so that you don't become like some of us, when we started, we just got too excited and enjoyed everything. So he will give you some guidance there. And then we have Sianokeng. I'm sure many of you know Sianokeng Mulesh is going to talk about digital presence, leveraging online platforms to build the professional image. And you will have seen that she's also one of the leading people or leading graduates from master class and also a health science graduate that is building a profile through digital presence. And we will have Yvonne Norbon. We'll talk about finding her break. She will tell us her inspiring journey of perseverance through setbacks before entering the industry. Then we're going to have Dr. Terani Maluleke, who's been in the industry for over 19 years and occupied multiple positions. You can look her up on LinkedIn, and she will tell you about furthering your education, exploring postgraduate opportunities, and lifelong learning. And then I will talk to you later about career choices. Our talk will be very short. This is just an introductory section, and you guys will tell us later and give us feedback. Like, be really straight with us if this is helpful and if you think there's other areas that we should be touching on. And before we end, we're going to have an open session where we open for discussion, and then we'll have feedback and closure and what you would like to see covered in the future. So over to you, Sakiwo, as I try to see what is happening with all the others.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Doctor, for brief introduction of the entire panel, and good evening to everyone as well. So yes, as introduced by Doctor, I am the Director and Founder of Youth Development Projects SA. So yeah, I'm a visionary leader in this sector. My company is deeply dedicated in bridging the gap between education, technology, and employment in South Africa. So yes, my journey is quite extensive. It's very passion and purpose driven. It stems far back in the early days of BCom IT management. I was a student in first year, and as you hear the word IT, in management, I love business, I love IT. So, it's also one of the reasons why, it's primarily the reason why I did become IT management, as I do have history in sales. I'm more of a businessman, but also, mixed with a bit of IT there, here and there. So I do have a lot of extensive history in coding. So yeah, in IT management first year, we had a problem. And I want to talk about this issue because, the root and stem of my business, the core, didn't really come from the typical traditional entrepreneur starting a business, identified a problem to solve. My business stems from how I helped myself. I was once a student, lost, not knowing what's the way forward, not knowing when I graduate, which jobs am I going to get into, not knowing the opportunities, the myriad of opportunities there were in IT. You're getting into education because you you are meant, you are what's this, motivated by your parents. They tell you how many years engineering, go to engineering, or go to law, go to medicine. I'm sure we've all here have had a conversation with our parents, guardians, who just told us, hey, do this, it's got money. And then students go, they study these things, but they are not told about the intricacies of what it takes to go from zero to hero as a professional, as a student, and this is something I learned along the way as someone who's always been very inquisitive as to how to better my chances of getting employment, how to further my earning potential as a professional. And yeah, everything I did from my first year up to the date I registered my company, which was early this year, imagine, it's a 4-year long journey. Everything I did, every single day, month, challenge, every PDF conducted, every application submitted, it geared me and prepared me for what I've designed and built with Youth Development Projects SA. As the name itself speaks for itself, we are developing people. We are youth. We are developing the youth, and we are a project that is developed by the youth. I want to say for the youth, by the youth, but it's not just for the youth. It's for the people. If you go to our LinkedIn profile and you research on our company, you'll see that every single marketing material is concluded with for the people, because we are for the people who need to be navigated, for the people who need to get mentorship as to how do I get employed. So that's a bit of a deep-rooted, purpose-driven history of what my company is, where it comes from, what motivated it. So yes, as I was explaining with BCom, my first-year students were struggling, myself included, with Java. It's one of the languages in coding in IT, is our main subject in software engineering. Our lecturers failed to help us understand the fundamentals of coding. So I took it upon myself in first year to learn coding from scratch. I passed it. I passed my first year, and my lowest marks was 61% for Java, which was stressing me out because Nakona, that 61%, guys, yeah, let's just say I was well connected, but I did understand the fundamentals. But I knew that, I needed to get the core fundamentals right. Most of us here have done mathematics, and as you guys in medicine, you know that if you don't know step 1, how are you going to get to step 4? How are you going to master second year, third year? So I took it upon myself to master Java. And within my mastery of Java, I learned the tricks on how to learn, how to master anything, how to master a subject. And that's where I went and learned how to master teaching others. So I taught people in Java. I taught 71 students. They joined a group I created to teach them how to code. And that's extended to other languages, right? I got so good at what I was doing where I got requests from other subjects, said, hey, teach us Python, teach us CSS, teach us HTML. So I had to learn those subjects, and I taught. I learned early that if you want to master anything, you have to teach it. So that's what I did. And it went from coding to IT. I had people in IT management saying, teach us IT management, teach us the Scrum methodologies, teach us Agile methodologies, teach us project management, teach us so much. So I diversified our groups then. And yeah, one thing led to another. Here we were in our first year and second year. Now we are mentoring students in Microsoft products, in Azure, in AWS products, in cloud computing. A third year, I had a problem in cybersecurity. I got scammed. So I learned how to track my scammer and close a social media account. I got into cybersecurity, learning digital forensics and incident response, open source intelligence, threat intelligence. I had to work with the police because they failed me. So I went and learned cybersecurity and worked with the police. Here I am working with a private detector, solving some cyber crimes, and they would pay me for that as a student. So all these things taught me that, what, in life, if you want to solve a problem, learn it and just do it. So yeah, That's a lot of personal attributions as to what's YDPSA, where it comes from, who I am, in a very, very unique way. So yes, through YDPSA, I built innovative ecosystem that combines AI-driven learning with job placement pipeline. So with YDPSA, we also built a platform where students can learn online that is automated, and we have integrated a lot of AI systems inside of it, but we still need to get the whole integration of a chatbot system into our e-learning platform to just take it to the moon, to the Andromeda galaxy and beyond. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, we have collaborated with major universities like Mangosuthu recently, and global partners in Microsoft, EC Council, with the goal to produce thousands of certified professionals in IT and beyond by 2027 and 2028. So basically what we are doing with the universities is we are bridging the gap with what universities are not really solving, right? They give you the degrees, they give you the diplomas, but they don't really give you a job readiness pipeline, how you as a student prepare your CV. I did hear Dr. say there's a professional here who's going to talk more about that, so I will leave that for that individual, take over what they have to say. But with regards to having your CV ready, there's so much that one needs to master. How do you stand out? How do you stand out to recruiters, screening your CV so that they can see that your skills add value to the company, that the job needs you, not that you need the job. So a lot of people, when they apply for jobs, they fail to answer those questions. They fail to answer how much value and what value they bring to the company. Do you understand? So these are some of the intricacies that we try and solve with our pipelines. So through the incorporations of us as a course provider, so we developed some courses in partnership with Microsoft recently, EC Council as well, which is a leading cybersecurity certifying body in the world. Microsoft is no stranger to us all. So they offer the certifications that kind of bridge the gap where you have your degree, you have your diploma, but what do you have in between that solidify your competencies in that specific specialty, in cloud security, in data science? So there are a lot of skills that most of us here have heard of, as doctors doing some courses in medicine, in the medical field. There are those skills that you kind of learn in the job market. And these are the skills in most cases that hinder the opportunity for students and professionals to get into jobs. Because when a job looks for someone, they're not looking for a student, they're looking for a professional with professional skills. So some of these skills are the skills that we address through the partnerships we have with these leading certifying bodies like Microsoft, Excelos, EC Council, and soon with AWS. So they will obviously have a myriad of their certificates that cater a particular professional that we will offer training in partnership with these universities. So yeah, that's the reason why we're working with Microsoft and we partnering with these universities, like how we recently launched e-cloud computing with the MUT, and soon we'll be launching it with Wits Plus. And we're currently in talks with a few other universities, which I'm not going to get into, but you will be seeing this through our LinkedIn profile. So yeah, my philosophy is rooted in innovation and collaboration. I am a developer of platforms where others can succeed. I stand as a catalyst for change, guys. I work with creating safer, smarter, and stronger digital future for South Africa. I am for the people. So yes, that is basically, in a nutshell, what YDPSA is, and vaguely why we are so important. We don't want to be direct competitors to universities and institutions in SA. We want to be a catalyst for professional competency. We want to help the students, qualify for the job by the time they say, I am a graduate. Yes, you're a graduate, but do you know how to use cloud-based systems? Do you know how to be a data scientist? You know data science, but do you know how to be a scientist? Do you know how to think like one? You have an engineering degree, but can you think like an engineer? Can you solve engineer problems? Can you solve solutions? Can you solve problems with solutions that you have honed? Are you competent with real world skills? Do you have real world problem solving thinking mechanisms? So this is exactly what we as YDPSA what we offer, an extension to what is currently offered in universities in light of what is in demand in the job sector, which is something that students aren't really too familiar with. So we also address having students the know-how that this is what is in demand. These are my options in cybersecurity. It's not just cybersecurity. There's governance, risk, and compliance in cybersecurity. There's offensive cybersecurity. There's defensive cybersecurity. There's so much that one needs to know so that they know where to go. You don't know where you want to be if you don't know the different directions you can take. And these are the solutions that we as YDPSA extensively offer to the youth of SA and beyond. So yes, I really hope that that does answer the questions. And if anyone has questions, henceforth, I will be more than happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sakiwa. And please, guys, if you have questions, you can start putting them on the chat for him before you forget. But I like to also just summarize something from what we're learning and what we all have, I'm sure, aware of, that somehow with this economical challenges and everything that is happening around the world, we all somehow need to find ways of also employing ourselves and finding those areas where we see gaps and plug in. So thank you for that introduction, Sakiwo. And I think the whole introduction about thinking like, because we all go to university, we get those qualifications, and thereafter we only focus on securing employment, but do we develop our thinking to that level? I really like that. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to move to our next speaker, who is Limakatso. Limakatso, are you on the call? Are you here?
Hi, became here.
Yes, how are you?
Good,
And guys,
thank
if you can turn on the
you.
camera when you speak to our graduates, it will also be nice so that
We
they get to
want to,
know
but we are
the
just
person.
not. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sorry, guys, not today, but I'm sure you all know me, right? From LinkedIn. Sorry, Vicky, I wasn't prepared for the camera, but next time I promise to switch it on. Hi everyone. I hope you're all well. I know most of you we've spoken before, and I'm so glad that you are all here. Thank you, Sakura, for a very informative session. I am so impressed by everything that you mentioned. As Becky did say that at some point we really need to learn to employ ourselves, to be entrepreneurs and run our own things instead of waiting for employment. So my passion, you all know that I'm all passionate about mentoring BSc graduates. So I'm Dimakatso Moshe, and I have over 13 years experience in clinical research. I have worked in different therapeutic areas. I've changed different companies within pharmaceuticals. I know some people don't understand when we say clinical research organization, when we talk about big pharma, when you talk about what exactly is happening and how to go about it. And the reason we are here is so that we help you to just know as a PSC graduate what is happening within the industry of pharmaceutical. The industry is quite large and there are lots of opportunities, as we always stress it, even though it's not easy to break within the industry, but you can secure an employment with the right skills that with the right skills. Sorry about that. It's my daughter with the right skills in place. Um, I'm from All Things Clinical Research. With the company that we have initiated, it's to help you guys to break within the industry and to mentor you, because often people do score interviews, they fail when they go for an interview because they are not equipped enough. So we are here to say, you know what, you have the confidence. Sometimes unemployment can make you feel like you don't have the confidence, you're not capable of anything. But when there's somebody pushing you on the other side and to make you aware of the questions that are being asked, because sometimes with those interviews that you get, it can be very frightening, if I may put it, because you've never perhaps been in such interviews. Some of the people just know, tell me about yourself, and then they don't know situational questions, they don't know behavioral questions, and that's why we are here to actually guide you through. So all things clinical research, our mission statement is to empower and elevate the graduate community by providing comprehensive hands-on mentoring. We are dedicated to fostering the development of knowledgeable, skilled professionals. So our main vision statement is to be the leading catalyst for excellence in clinical research by shaping the future of the industry through transformative mentorship. We envision a world where every clinical research professional is equipped with skills, with knowledge, and confidence to contribute to the groundbreaking discoveries and advancement in healthcare. So my main purpose for today, it's not to dig deeper in many other things like your interviews, but with the one-on-one sessions that I have with mentees, I do guide them through interview questions and how they ask questions, considering the fact that I have been to so many companies and have been interviewed by different hiring managers. At this point in time, I am mastering it, and I know exactly how they ask and what are they looking for in your CV, and you can never go wrong with the guidance that we offer. So basically, with the CV nuggets, it really matters, because your CV is your first impression. Most recruiters, in fact, especially within our industry, they spend less than 10 seconds scanning your CV. So it's very important to make those 10 seconds matter. They should count. So your CV should market your potential, not just a list of your past. So most of the things that I've realized with the graduates is that they don't know how to put their CV together, and they rely on these be it ChatGPT. There's nothing wrong with ChatGPT, but your CV must not be the ordinary CV that everybody has. It has to really, really stand out for you to be able to make it through the list. So you must tailor every opportunity that you get. Your CV should be tailored. You need to customize your CV for each and every single job. If you're applying for clinical data specialist today, it cannot be the same as when you're applying for clinical trial coordinator, or it cannot be the same as when you're applying for a regulatory personnel. So your CV has to be different all the time. You need to tailor it based on what is written on the job description and what you are capable to give for the company. You must mirror keywords from the job description, as I've already said. You should highlight the skills that match the role. Please, this is very important. The highlight of your skills should match the role, and generic CVs, they rarely get interviews. We don't want it to be generic. We've seen enough generic. We want it to stand out. Why should we hire you? That's where the question is going to come, because now your CV has already taken you through the step of going through the first part of the job. So another nugget that I can offer you guys is that you must show us, don't just tell. If I was sitting on the other side of being the hiring manager, I would want you to tell me, to show me. Don't just say, I think I could do this. No, I want you to tell me of a situation that you have encountered and you know that you are capable of this specific be it culture or a skill that they need within the job. And then the other thing, like I said, you must use the action and have the result of actually what really, really happened when you had that situation happening at some point in your life, whether it be as a student or whether in your house or any way that you have encountered such a difficult situation. And also, the other thing is we want very good communication skills. And also the other thing that you should always for instance, you can say you've delivered a weekly presentation during your internship to non scientific audiences. that also would tell me that at least this person knows they've really been in this situation and they have delivered this. So for me, it will make a lot of sense instead of using easy words like I have a very good communication skill, but you must say I have delivered a weekly presentation during my internship to non-scientific audiences. That tells me that you don't just say tell me of the skills that you have, but you've actually encountered this situation. So you must use verbs like you have delivered, you have analyzed, you have coordinated, you've improved. It really needs to make sense, and it should make a professional sense instead of just saying, no, I once did this, I came across this. No, you need to be more, your English should make more sense. Okay, moving forward. If you have any questions, please do not be scared to ask. The other nugget that I can give, highlight your transferable skills. You need to showcase your strengths. We want that because you don't just want to hire somebody without the strengths that we need within the industry. Teamwork, problem solving, this we hear a lot, but also when you highlight them, they should come within a situation that you are providing, not just saying, I'm a teamwork, I'm a team player, I solve problems. You don't want that, You must also highlight the fact that you are able to handle data. You must also highlight ethics. You must also, because we deal a lot with ethics, you must also highlight attention to detail, documentation. And you guys are so lucky the fact that right now you have people like Becky that have a School of Clinical Research, because some of us, we didn't know anything about ethics when we started. Luckily back then, clinical research was starting to be the it thing in South Africa, unlike previously, because people did not even know anything about it. So back then, after some of us completed our varsity qualifications, we got, for some reason, I may put it as being lucky, because we didn't even need postgraduate to enter the clinical research because it was still new in South Africa. So at this point in time, I know they want your postgraduates, they want you to show certifications, and that also helps a lot for you to be in the good standing with people that are hiring. So you must also use projects, volunteering, or leadership examples, and the fact that you've attended this session on its own, it's already a point for yourself. This can be highlighted in your CV as well. So we want people that are proactive in the industry, because the industry is hectic. You must be very good with that, with details. You must understand, because you will be reading. There are manuals that never end. There's always amendments. There's always protocols. So you must be one person that is willing to read and to learn. You can't always be asking questions. You must also be able to solve problems, investigate enough, because these are private companies that are hiring people for clinical research. So we want people that are sharp, not just people that claim to know the work, but not understanding it. So the other nugget I can offer is to make it easy to read. Make your CV very easy to read. Your formatting matters. Remember to have bullets. Keep it, especially because now you are graduates, you must keep it 1 to 2 pages. You must also show, like I said, use bullet points, consistent fonts, and spacing. Please make sure that your font is very consistent, because some of you would have in your introduction, it's a different font. You go to the middle part of the CV, it's a different font and different highlights. And some of the highlights are really irritating, and some of the recruiters can't stand that. So your CV must be user friendly. Avoid long paragraphs or graphics. We don't like graphics when it comes to CV. As much as I'm not the hiring person, but when I look at a CV that has graphics, I already get tired, because it's just not appealing. We want something that is user friendly. And remember, I told you that that those few seconds that they get to look at your CV, give them that impression that you are this person that they're looking for. Please also, the important thing, proofread before sending. Go through your CV, proofread it. If you have a software or whatever that you can use to make sure that when you when you proofread your CV, it's able to show you where you've made a mistakes or where you've made duplicates. That also is it will help you a long way. If you have somebody like myself that you can request to help you scan your CV, go through your CV, then I'm definitely willing to help. Okay, moving forward. I think I need some water. Okay. Another nugget that I can share. Please remember to add a professional touch. Small details, they mean big impact. Include a short professional profile. Don't make it too long. We just need a very short professional profile. You must also use a professional email, as well as often I've seen that they prefer you to have the LinkedIn link there so that they are able to get into your profile to check it. And also, what are the other things I can offer you guys for free as an advice? Please make sure that your social media account, sometimes some of these recruiters, they go through your social media account. Please make sure that you don't post unnecessary things. I know some of your personal accounts, you just want to enjoy them, but just still be, a good representative. We don't want somebody who is out of line when it comes to hiring. These people, they scan through those things, or make it private. If you feel like this one is my personal account, I want it private, put it in a private mode. Make sure that they are not able to access it, because we are people and we go through things and things happen. But those that are not private, because I know often they also check things like Facebook and stuff, just so they see who are they dealing with, especially after your interview, just so they scan as to who you are. Some of these people, they will ghost you for weeks, because now there's something they probably noticed, or there's something that it's just not in line with what they're looking for, even though they've called you for an interview. So please do yourself a favor and try to be in a good standing all the time with all your social media platforms, or make them private. And also, please do mention certificates or short courses. Also, please do show initiative, like this one, the fact that you've attended a Graduate Connect, the fact that you are attending master classes, the fact that, it really also goes a long way. All right. And I think that was all. And then you can connect with me. We have all the platforms on LinkedIn, we have platforms on TikTok, we have the platforms on Instagram as All Things Clinical Research. All these platforms are All Things Clinical Research, but LinkedIn, it's Dimakatso Moshe as it is. I have not yet created a business account, which I am planning to do that. But also we have affiliated with the University of the Free State. We go and we help the graduate. We give them sessions in terms of how to be able to get within the industry, as we are doing now in terms of the CVs and so forth. And we also work hand in hand with Piki. She also refers some of the graduates to me in terms of helping them with mentoring with their CVs as well. So at this point in time, if you want to be helped with your CV, if you want to understand what we do in clinical research, you need a session, an hour session. I am offering my services with 50% off. You can connect with me. You can send me an email. You can send me on LinkedIn DM. I am willing to respond. And because you've attended this session, hence we are on 50%, So thank you so much for being attentive and good listeners. I believe we shall build a good relationship and communicate further. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Limakato. So let me see where we at. I think you shared quite a lot. There's nothing much for me to add, but I'm glad that they also know that beyond just attending the trainings, there's still work to be done. And one of my quotation, I say, it takes you 3 to 4 years to complete your degree. Can take you a month to prepare a CV. So please do take time and make sure that you represent yourself very well with the only document that talk for you. So I just want to check with this poll. I'm having some serious problems, but don't worry. If you have not completed it, I will fix it and send a link after this meeting. So let's continue with our agenda. I know there's quite a number of questions and a lot of thinking around this. I did say that we'll step out a little bit and also talk about financial literacy. I don't know, guys, my people are taking more than the 5 minutes. They don't just want to give you a little bit, which I thought they would just give you a little bit so that you guys know some of the stuff we're offering so that we can plan for a session based on your interest on what we're presenting, but they're already giving you more. So I hope you will stay, even if we go beyond 7 o'clock, because we only left with 15 minutes to 7 o'clock. So we're going to move over to Nkateko to take us through financial literacy. And I did present a bit about Nkateko earlier on. So Nkateko, I hope you can manage to keep it on time. So I guess the 5 minutes doesn't work.
Good evening, Unit. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for this. I mean, yeah, it's quite interesting that at a time where I'm supposed to go and you remind us of time, you are very worried about me talking too much.
Not really.
I'll
The
do my
previous
best.
speaker. You're gonna do better than the previous speakers. Sure.
But I think it's easier to keep the camera off for these talks, because I think when you have your camera on, you're just looking at yourself the whole time, and it can become a bit uncomfortable. So I'll keep it off, but I'm going to share something on now. I don't know if you can see the presentation there.
We can see.
Yes.
You can see
we
it.
can
Okay.
see it.
Yes, I can
All right.
see it also.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to sit with me. The name is Nkateko Maluleka. I'm going to take the time to talk about money, finances. I mean, it's something that we all like to have, and the hardest thing about money is how to keep it going and how to make it work. Okay, somebody's speaker was on, but yeah, it's about the hardest thing about money is how to make it work for you. So I am from Investor Financial Consultants. We've been around for more than, yeah, it's been 15 years. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and I deal with different people, from individuals to corporates. And the one thing I just wanted to do today was just go a little bit about the financial planning process, what we offer, and just a little bit about decisions that one needs to make or consider when it comes to money. So the first thing there, I'll just start with this quote by Robert Kiyosaki. It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. So if we all can take that quote forward, I mean, when we work hard, but it's crucial that we are also able to leave a mark in life, where there are sometimes people that we leave behind, and if we are able to leave a wealth of generation that can benefit many more, that is a great achievement for one. So just want to leave that quote there. But just to talk about Investor Financial Consultants, we are a licensed financial service provider. We are an independent practice, working with different providers. We, as I said, we work with individuals, we work with corporates, and our aim is to build long-term relationships with all our clients. So let's skip to the next slide here. Okay, the services that we offer. We offer financial planning, investment planning. We offer car and business insurance, medical aids, wills and trust services, tax planning. So we offer basically a holistic financial planning for everyone. And it's just to be able to help an individual and be able to cater to all touch points of finance. So we're able to look at that. And having an advisor, I mean, the one thing is that no one does not deserve to have an advisor. Everybody can have an advisor, and having an advisor, the benefits is that it gives you peace of mind. Having a trusted advisor becomes your access to worldwide financial information. It helps you to make decisions with your money that you'll keep to help you reach your goals. I mean, main thing is that it gives you peace of mind. Having an advisor gives you peace of mind. And it is crucial to consider one in the beginning of your career because it will help you make better decisions that will last you a lifetime. And when we talk about financial planning, the process is that we go through a very in-depth process, which talks about getting to know the individual, understanding individual needs. And from there, we then provide a solution or recommendation that one can be consistently be able to revisit, and we agree on a course of action. And that course of action is basically what vehicle to use in order to meet your financial goals. And throughout your lifetime, there's a constant valuation of that solution, where this circle keeps happening on an annual basis, or one needs to review their financial plan on a regular basis, because you can't just start today and just have a budget today, but in 6 months' time you forget about this budget. You need to consistently be reviewing this budget. You need to be consistently reviewing your expenses. That will be able to help you keep up with your financial goals. Okay, so with that being said, it's like, how do we start? It starts with a plan. And in terms of this talk, I wanted to talk about two things that are, or two institutions that are very important. And those two institutions are the bank and SARS. Because no matter what you do, these two institutions always play a part in your life. And there on the left, you can see that the bank, being a silent partner, is that the bank is there to help you. It gives you credit. It gives you personal loans. You have access to overdraft. You have access to home loans. Now, these can be liabilities, but at the same time, these can be tools to help you do better in your life, to help you improve your lifestyle. I mean, purchasing a vehicle, you might not have the cash upfront to buy a vehicle, so you approach the bank to finance you. Purchasing a property, you might want to buy a 2 million rand house, but you don't have the cash up front. So you will approach the bank to finance you to purchase a house. So these institutions, you need to understand that they are there to assist you, but at the same time, they make money off you, right? So you need to make wise decisions when you think about them. Now, on the right there, I want to talk about how SARS plays a part in your life. How SARS plays a part in your life is that charges you income tax. There's VAT that you pay on everything that you purchase. SARS charges you on donations tax, right? This is when you give money to someone. When you're donating money, you pay donations tax. SARS even makes money on death. So even when we pass away, SARS finds a way to make money off us. That's through estate duty. And while you have investments, another way that SARS makes money is that through capital gains tax. So whenever your investments grow, SARS finds a way to make money, and they charge you capital gains tax. Now, when you look at these two institutions, you think, whoa, this is something that I want to avoid, but you don't need to avoid them. You can partner with them and use them to your advantage. And there, I want to talk about banks, that they don't only offer debt, they also offer tools for financial growth. If used wisely, they can help you automate your savings and build long-term stability. So through a bank, you can set up a debit order to put money aside towards your savings, towards your investments. Through a bank, you can open up a fixed deposit, a money market account. These are for your emergency funds. Through a bank, you can have access to global investments through different currencies. So the key is to use the bank's infrastructure to grow your money and not just spend it. Okay. Now, when it comes to SARS, there's two things to consider. There's one thing called tax evasion, and there's another thing called tax avoidance. These are two things that will always play a part in one's life. You have a choice which one you want to go with. The one you want to avoid is tax evasion, because tax evasion is illegal. It's a means where one would hide an income, and it can lead to fines and sometimes imprisonment. So this one you want to avoid. This is for anyone who's self-employed or somebody who's employed and earning money. You want to avoid tax evasion. But SARS gives you an opportunity where you can benefit from utilizing them, to partner with them. Whereas tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is legal. It's using allowances that are available to you to reduce your tax. And this also leads to you growing your wealth, where your money will start growing for you without you paying too much tax. So there's a lot of different products that are available to attain that. So I just want to touch on some that are available that can help reduce your tax, or where SARS does not bother you much about. So saving towards a retirement, pension fund, or provident fund, you get a tax deduction on contributions, and the growth is tax-free until retirement. So that's one way of benefiting through SARS. Opening a tax-free savings. So you can invest up to 36,000 a year in a tax-free savings, and any growth, any gain that comes from that will not be taxed. And other ways to reduce the taxes by simply having a medical aid. You know that the contributions that you make to your medical aid, a portion of that are tax deductible, and that helps to reduce your taxable income. So these are just a few things that one should consider when it comes to how to best have your money work for you. So yeah, I guess my presentation is very short today. So in terms of life, you are your own greatest asset. And what that means is that in terms of where you are in life, it's important to be responsible, to make wise decisions on a regular basis. And this will help you achieve peace of mind, and it will help you be able to do more with the money that you earn. Okay. So things that can be offered through financial planning, there's investments, medical aid, life insurance, income protection, asset protection, retirement planning, estate planning. There are a lot of different things that one can look at when it comes to financial planning. Today, I don't want to go through products. I just wanted to touch on mainly banks and SARS to just mention that use the banks wisely. Don't only see it as a means to acquire debt, but also see it as a means to get ahead. And don't avoid SARS. It's there to assist you. Pay your taxes, because you don't want a problem later on in your life. Now, as a company, we are linked with many different companies because I said we are independent, and we offer overall financial planning to anyone who is looking to have a financial plan. So these are just a few of the companies that we're able to work with. And yeah, my contact details there for anyone who might need help. Are there any questions? Dr. Mtebendi, you see my thing is very short today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But I mean, with the questions, I hope you'll still stay so that we cover all the other presenters. Guys, are you still here? Just show with your hand if you're still gonna stay. And another thing that I would like to just add, there's also tax returns. He also couldn't go into details into tax returns, especially for those that are starting employment. Very important that you understand tax returns, because you don't want to find yourself owing SARS. And when he talks about financial planning and starting now, as you start with your current job, guys, I'll share with you a very sad a story of my life. When Waterfall Estate was established, I was staying in Vonaveli, just across the corner, and the stands were like 250,000, and I was earning good money then as a CRA. But because of lack of financial knowledge, I could be owning 4 stands now. In Waterfall, I'll be I'll be having my own big house day, but just because of lack of knowledge and not knowing how to plan. So guys, just take this as a very important lesson. Even if you're just starting at an internship level, you need to be intentional with your finances. It catches up when you're older. So thank you very much, Nkateko, and I hope you will stay for the question and answers. And those that have questions, they can also stay later, and we go through that. Siano Keng and Yvonne, I just want to bypass you, sorry, because Dr. Durani has another engagement. So can I please maybe move further to her? She's going to talk about furthering education, exploring postgraduate opportunities, and lifelong learning. And I mean, the importance of that. I hope she will keep to the 5 minutes that she has been assigned. Tirani, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just switch on my camera just for a few seconds so people can see my face. Then I'm going to switch it off later. Okay, I'm not sure if my camera is now on. Oh, sorry, it was coming on. There. So this is me, Tirani Maluleke. So I'll be very brief, Vicky. So probably even less than 5 minutes. Because I think some of the aspects the first speaker and Lemakazo have already touched a bit on it. So it's just going to be adding a little bit onto that.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I don't have slides to show you guys. I'll just be speaking through. So I think the first step that you needed to take, you have already taken, looking for, I think, opportunities to either further your knowledge or expertise and maybe networks where you're going to associate with the like-minded or people that are going to, I think, guide you and mentor you and kind of like show you into the right direction of where you may need to go next. So, in terms of furthering your studies, first thing you need to do is to consider what your long-term career aspirations are, so that you don't end up just taking any other available course that you think would work for you, or you don't end up, because you're currently in a particular position or in a particular role, you just continue doing courses just to advance yourself in that role, yet you know in the long term that's not where you want to see yourself. So you have to also assess where your passion lies. Is it in research, what we do, and also looking at the industry that we work in. There are a lot of career opportunities that you can consider, and therefore that may go with the different I think courses that you may want to consider. So it actually doesn't limit you into just doing clinical trials. Also in clinical trials, there are a lot of fields or a lot of activities that you may find yourself and may want to expand your training or knowledge or education into that particular area or into that particular field. So you need to do those assessments. What are your long-term career aspirations? What are you passionate about? Is it just research, or do you like playing with data, or do you like, I don't know, it could be also engaging with different people, because there are those career opportunities where you can fit into depending on where you want to see yourself. And in the meantime, wherever you are, you can also look into strengthening your technical expertise in your subject area. It could be that maybe you're still looking, you haven't found anything. Previous speakers have already suggested in terms of, attending the masterclass was one of the great steps that you've taken for yourself. You can also consider, because sometimes you may also disadvantage yourself by getting more and more certificates, more degrees, or higher postgraduate qualifications. If you have very limited experience, you may end up finding yourself where they're saying you're highly qualified, you're overqualified, but you don't have adequate experience. So you need to also balance that. So which means if you have opportunities to strengthen your technical expertise in that area that you're passionate about or that you aspire yourself to work in, I would say consider doing that. This can be also through, if there are other organizations that, like for example, I know there are organizations that sometimes I find myself working with where you can also volunteer yourself, volunteer your services or your availability, where you can use those kind of vehicles to kind of like get yourself started in building the skills that you want, or maybe use that as a vehicle to say, I want to see myself in this maybe career opportunity. put yourself into that vehicle, and then once you're there, you're able to navigate through in terms of how do I then further my education. And so don't limit yourself. There are also opportunities through internships or even research assistant positions. Do consider them. They are good entry level if you're still looking into break into the industry. I myself started as a research assistant when I joined the industry, and I had to work my way up. And then through that process, during that process as well, that's when I decided, let me also further my studies. Then I register for different courses and then work my way through into that. And so when you have opportunities to pursue internship, please consider that. And if you maybe in a if you have you're at an honors level, do consider I think there are a lot of scholarships that different companies are offering, and those type of scholarships, you may even have an opportunity to find more like long-term, I wouldn't say permanent, but more like mid to long-term placement. So you can also consider those, making sure that when you find yourself in that position, you work yourself through into whichever company is offering those opportunities. And you can also consider different funding opportunities. Again, everything that you're doing, whatever certificate that you want to do, must be aligned with your career aspirations and what you are actually passionate about, so that it doesn't feel like you just busy adding a lot of certificates or adding a lot of skills that you don't see in the future how you're going to apply them. So make sure that you are well aligned in that aspect. And yeah, do consult whatever resources you may have available. Do get mentors or consult mentors about different opportunities that are available for you to consider in terms of growing your career, in terms of furthering your studies, and also build a network with your peers, can be professors, can be researchers in the field that you have an interest in. When you attend conferences, seminars, webinars, or network opportunities like this one, you get to connect with other people that may be in the same position with you, or that may be able to provide you guidance and assistance in terms of how you should consider navigating your career going forward. And I think I will stop there for today. If there are any questions or requests for further clarity, you can reach out to me. I think my contact details are available in LinkedIn. I'm more passionate about research, and I'm more passionate about having our people, African people, South Africans, doing research, publishing, writing articles, publishing. That's where my passion lies, and that's where, if you are in here and you do have an interest, do let me know, reach out, because the organization, the NGO that I'm also affiliated to, we do write articles from time to time. We arrange seminars, we arrange conferences, and from those conferences, we do write articles that go for publication. So that's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tirani. I have one question before you go. When would you say is the right time for someone to explore their PhD?
I think that will be when you have, because remember, the higher you go, the more you kind of like specializing, right?
Mhm.
So up until I think you have confirmed or you have realized your passion and you are certain that this is what I want to do, this is where I want to grow myself. You know, I want to cement myself in this field or in this career, then that would be the right time for you to consider doing PhD. Before that, I will say explore more, you know, go through different companies if you're able to change different companies' employment, but explore more, talk to different people so that when you then register for your PhD, then you're certain this is where I want to specialize. This is where I want to cement my career, and kind of like, cause from there it's more like you specializing. unless you want to go back and do another PhD because you've changed your mind or you discovered, oh no, you don't really like research. Actually, your passion is in data science and now you want to specialize in that, and then you go back and register another course. So it will be more, you are sure, you're able to manage your polarities. You know what you want. You certain this is what you want.
Okay.
This is where you want to see yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think that's a question that I always got. And it speaks a lot to people highlighting comments such as you have a PhD, but you don't know what to do with it. It's just a title, it means nothing. And I think that's another way. If you're not specialized on a particular subject, in just doing PhD for the sake of doing PhD, it becomes very challenging to put into practice. So with that said, thank you so much, Dr. Terani. Yeah, guys, 5 minutes is tough. Even Dr. Terani said she will do it in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And then that didn't happen. So we're going to move to Siano King. Siano King, please take us through how to basically leverage online platforms to build a professional image. I hope you will keep the 5 minutes. Whoever that gets do it in 5 minutes will get a gift from me. Siano King, are you there?
Hi, Vicky. I'm here. I'm just trying to share my screen.
Okay. Yvonne, are you still here? I know we delayed.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not sharing. Also, share audio. It's not allowing me. Can you? Is there a way that you can allow me from your side or something?
I usually don't. Let me see if there's anything I should do.
Why? Because I have the option here, but it doesn't want to.
I don't know what that could be. I don't have restrictions. If you can forward it to me, or should I let Yvonne go first and then you will speak after Yvonne?
Okay, let Yvonne go so that I can sort this out.
Okay, here's Yvonne. Yvonne is going to be taking us through a bit of a story, the way she wants to tell us how she found a break, her being a one of those that inspired to join the clinical research industry and experience a lot of setbacks and challenges. And now she's in the industry, and we see a whole lot of a better future for her. I mean, I'm expecting her one day to even employ me. So,
Sure.
Yvonne, yes.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Yvonne Ngobo. I am currently working as a clinical trial coordinator in Thermo Fisher, formerly known as PPD. I was just taking you through, guys, my journey. And I got introduced to clinical research in 2019 when I was doing my BTech in pharmaceutical sciences. And I was like, I'm going there. I'm going there. And then I got employed last year, uh, 2024 May. So from there, 2019 until last year in between. So I had told or informed my supervisor that, I have interest in the clinical research and everyone around me. Then he shared the invitation Sakra career day. So there, what I did was there were speakers there. I took their name, if email was shared, an email, and then their companies, followed their companies, wrote them an email. Or Yvonne I was in the Sacra career day. You spoke about this and this. I'm interested. I have this and. So from there, you get both good and not so good outcome. However, because I was so hungry, that I can tell you. I was so hungry. After that, I was busy also with my masters. So how I channeled my hunger was to actually put myself out there. So part of the putting myself out there was also what Demakatsu has highlighted in terms of investing on yourself, in your CV, have people look at your CV, and then actually from where you are, help you to actually what are the transferable skills that you can put based on the position that you're actually looking for. So what I did was when I was actually following those companies, is actually get to actually see other companies and follow them and have a whole lot of webinars. I don't remember how many webinars that I've attended, and then both in-person conferences and also the online ones. So I would actually speak about the in-person one if you are a graduate. So I'll just highlight how do you actually go about in terms of networking, or how did I go about it. So I went to also I think in Pretoria, I went to 3 sites where I went and volunteer. I wanted to volunteer, but I couldn't also get the opportunity to volunteer um, there. So what you need to do when you're a graduate and then you are actually in-person conference or meeting is to have your internal general mkhwanazi awake. you you need that bravery. You need, number one, your ability to sit down, your discomfort of not being known, of not knowing what you are talking about. You don't know what they are talking about. You just have an idea, oh, this conference is about this, because you are not in the industry. People, they know what they're talking about because they are working. It's actually their real life issues. So you're sitting, maybe they're separating each other in terms of the groups. Okay, oh, Yvonne, where you from? Or what do you say about this topic? And you don't know, like you truly do not know. So you sit yourself and just listen. Sit yourself down, listen. And then if you have that, so number two is just being straightforward. So when you meet people, you tell them, okay, I'm Yvonne Noble, I am a graduate, I have masters, and then this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to join the industry. Do you have any entry level opportunities? Some they say, oh no, we don't have. And then you don't say, oh, okay, and pass. No. And then you ask about them, who they are, what are they doing. And then maybe another trick that you can do is, oh, can I share my CV with you so that you can look at it and then advise? In that way, already they have your CV. So, and then, and number two, also, managers or people that are working, they are human first before they are what they are doing. So the target is to actually target the human part of them. So you're not you don't doing a thinking for them. Oh, if I say this, they might say this. No, you just straightforward do yourself. Like, this is what I'm looking for. Um, this is what I have. If they say no, and for now we don't have opportunities, you're looking, okay, what other areas then you think the person that wants to know or wishes to get into the industry should look for, or should look in the, because what is this? The clinical research has different departments. So you might be going for a CRA as everyone else, but then when you actually get to talk to them, people who are like-minded, they will tell you, no, this opportunity. Maybe you might be interested. And then when you're getting to know what people they're actually doing, then is when you actually get to more about the industry as well. So I remember, how did I get the job that I'm working at right now? So I went to Sakra, and then they have different stand. So there was a country head and then the managers. I didn't know that they were managers. So I just say, oh, I'm Yvonne. Um, I'm Yvonne. I'm a graduate, and I'm actually looking for any entry level opportunities. And they say, oh, we don't have for now. However, there is a pipeline for internship. I'm like, oh, okay. What you looking for there? It's like, oh, we're looking for graduates and that and that. And I'm like, okay, can I actually share my CV with you? It's like, okay, but we are not sure. It's just in the pipeline. I'm like, is it a maybe? What maybe? It's like a medium maybe, a big maybe. It's like, oh, it's a medium maybe. It's like, okay, can leave my CV with you. So it's how you actually just go about it. You put yourself out there. You introduce yourself, you tell them who you are, and then what you're looking for. Sometimes the results are yes, sometimes the results are not so good. And then I think Sis Becky always actually teased me with that. There was incident where I actually cried because the outcome were not so good. So after crying and then investing so much, you wipe your tears and go and update that CV and apply again. And then you wipe your tears and go. You wipe your tears and go. I remember there was this manager that were introduced as a speaker. So I was eyeing on him, and then I could see that he just prepares to go. And I followed him. I'm like, oh, I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I'm this and that and that and that. Then, oh, okay, I'm rushing for now, Yvonne. You can take my email? When I get home, then I'm like, okay, I'm this graduate that ran after you. And then he laughed, and then we got to actually talk. And then it's like, okay, I'll send you this opportunity I saw. For now, we don't have anything. That's how actually you go about how I went about the networking. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Yvonne. I'm glad you shared that one. You knew I was gonna pick on it, so I'm glad you shared it on your own. But I
For
mean,
sure.
it's been quite a journey. So, guys, there are some people that wants to leave earlier. So, if you're going to leave, please do give us a comment, or you can email us later to tell us if this was helpful, or if you need us in the next connect session to focus on something else. I do want to commit to running this like maybe every 3 months, and I do want to keep it on a Monday. If you think we need to give it more time, please also let us know. And
Vicky?
just put it on the chat before you leave. Hello?
Hi, I know we are pressed for time. Can I just quickly say something in a second? Just
Okay.
to add on what Yvonne said, guys, Yvonne did not just want the opportunity. Yvonne works hard. I work with Yvonne. Yvonne, you can send him a list of things you need. Yvonne will not sleep over the weekend. That's the hard worker she is. So I just want you to be hungry and continue to be hungry even if you get into the industry. Do not be lazy. I'm sure Yvonne by next year she will be promoted. And all of us as CRAs, we are vouching for her. We are even rating her so high because of her hard work. So let people see your work. Thank you.
Yes. I think one of my WhatsApp status is Mintero ya vulavula. That is a Tsonga saying to say your work speaks for you. So doesn't matter which position you get, if you're volunteering, if you are a recruiter, if you are a data capturer and you want to get to being a CRA, your work will speak for you. If you are in a fair company, your work will speak for you. So thank you for that, Dimakato. Siano King, are you sorted? Let me see.
Hi, I'm sorted. Do
Okay,
you see my screen?
let's see. Something is loading. Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. I'll just move this. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Senugeng. I'm a BSc graduate, a content creator, and tonight I'm here just to speak about how your online presence can be used as a tool for career growth. So today, Vicky asked me to discuss that how your visibility can open doors for you and how your brand can speak for you. Ew, this thing is running. Sorry, guys. I'm not even looking. Okay. How your brand can speak before you do. So this is my opening line. I think with my journey, I can definitely say that your brand. How do I post this? Okay, just gonna. Your brand is your first impression, and your visibility creates opportunity before you even step into the room. How do you do this? Your online presence is more than just your digital footprint. It's your professional billboard, or what we can say your digital CV. It tells people who you are, what you stand for, and what you can offer even before you can meet them. So LinkedIn is a platform that gives you visibility and networking that traditional, I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm quite nervous. LinkedIn is a platform that gives you visibility that traditional networking can't always reach. I'm gonna give an example about myself. In the physical, let's say if you get to meet me today, I'm not that social of a person, and I wouldn't be able to do what Yvonne did of like chasing a manager. I will just die before I reach that manager. So through LinkedIn, I got to express myself, and that way I was able to build credibility, and I was able to actually let people know who I am, and they got to know me. And now I'm sort of like what you call a household brand, or someone that is known, and people know me even when I walk into places, people already know me, even though sometimes it doesn't really work for me, but people know who I am. Did you know that employers screen your 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 online profiles even before they look at your CV? That's why, as Dimakoto was speaking, that your LinkedIn profile should be on your CV, because they want to see who you are, what you do, before actually having to read your CV, because your CV sometimes has a lot of useless information like that. I'm a good communicator, but how do you do that? If you're a good communicator, let's say you're good with your LinkedIn, so you are able to communicate what you do through your LinkedIn or through your online presence. So that's why we say that your LinkedIn is your digital CV and your personal billboard. So your strong presence builds trust, visibility, and credibility. What makes a strong online presence? Clear professional identity, consistent, authentic content, engaging profile, headline, summary, and featured posts. So your clear professional identity is basically, what do you do? You have to say, for example, for me, I'm a medical technician in training at Petcare. I just have to explain what I do on a daily. What skills do I have to offer? You have to be able to explain that in your online profile. Your consistent, authentic content. This one is quite difficult. So not everybody is gonna be a content creator, but everybody has a story to tell. What's a story? Let's say for online, you can say, this is my journey. This is how my career planned out. I remember one time, I think this is the my first post where I trended. I just gave a summary of my career journey, the things that I've been through, and people actually were able to relate to that. So such things. Another thing, for your profile has to be clean, no funny profile pictures. Biggie knows that I go a little bit crazy about pictures and people who have inappropriate pictures online or whatever. So your picture has to be clean. Probably the best picture is a headshot. And yeah, maybe your graduation picture if you don't have professional pictures, but nothing like a selfie or a picture at the beach, nothing like that. Just something clean and a neutral background. With your headline, it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be, not it doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be a paragraph where you think that it should just keywords to the career, or yes, to the career that you're trying to build. For example, for mine, I put words of what I'm currently doing, which is a medical professional, and then I also put clinical research and another thing that I aspire to do. I'm not sure what I wrote right now. Personal marketing for graduates. So you should tell your story with purpose, share insights, not just achievements. Network intentionally, connect, comment, and collaborate. Telling your story with purpose, it goes back to that post where I said I shared my career journey, how I started to where I am today, and then share the things that you've learned. Like let's say after this session, you can go share, the Graduate Connect. I learned 1, 2, and 3. I was able to connect with Dr. Biki and Dimakato shared 1, 2, and 3. You share insights, not just your achievements. We just don't want to hear only about you got your driver's license today. It's not about that only. Network intentionally. This is how you build credibility more than actually posting. If you comment on other people's posts, people see that you're not just out there to make noise, but you're also there. You also want to hear what other people have to say. You care about their journeys, you care about their stories. You're there to network, not just gain followers. It's not like a popularity contest. It's building a community. My journey with LinkedIn, I shared lessons for my career path, and I built a community around growth and authenticity, and I created opportunities through visibility. If I can say that from my personal journey, LinkedIn actually helped me to come out of my shell, because you know what, I'm actually not the person that you will see on LinkedIn is not the actual person that you will meet in person. So through LinkedIn, I was able to actually connect with people more than I would or in the physical, because I don't think I would have met Biki outside of LinkedIn. I don't think I would have met with Dimakato outside of LinkedIn. I don't think I would be an Ames brand ambassador outside of LinkedIn. So having a voice through LinkedIn, just showing who I am through LinkedIn, I created opportunities. There was an opportunity that was available, but an opportunity was created specifically for me because I was that person on LinkedIn. How you can start, just like I mentioned previously, fix your profile, update your LinkedIn headline and summary, share insights, engage, and keep learning and refining your voice. On a closing note, your brand is your story and your brand opens doors. Let your presence speak before you even walk into the room. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Siano King, for this. I even often say that, have you seen Bonang when you talk about the brand showing up without makeup? Have you ever seen her just showing up in all her events? Then your CV is your Bonang, if I may put it that way. Make sure that it represents you well. So you can stop sharing, Siano King. Make sure that your CV speaks for you. I don't know. I like Monang. I don't know about you guys. I just like her work ethic. I like how she shows up. I like her energy every time she shows up. So let's picture your CV and ask yourself, what exactly does it say about you? Your LinkedIn profile. Is it showing up for you? So the other quote that I also use is that Coca-Cola still advertise, you are a brand, sell yourself. If you don't, who will? And obviously, the one that I also added now into the chart is that I know many of you say I've done the GCP, but can GCP help you speak the language? Can it help you learn the conversations to help you during a network session? Can it help you go to a site and request for a volunteering position? How do you speak if you get that opportunity? Because you just have that one opportunity, you go to a site. How do you present yourself best so that they're able to consider your conversation? So hence you need to equip yourself. I've noted here that do consider there's multiple trainings, not just the masterclass. Task offers, I think they have a new one that they're offering. There's SAPA. I like the SAPA one. It's also like limited, but and there's McLinko as well. So there's multiple trainers that are coming out there to fill in the gap. Definitely not everybody gets employed from these classes, but definitely you do learn something. So I don't know if there's any question that you want us to address. We are way out of time, way 30 minutes out of time. I really thought we can do this in like 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I thought we'll have a bigger follow-up in here. But it seems like, yeah, everybody came prepared and they did their best. So do you have any question for any of the speakers. We can take like another 5 minutes. And big ups for attending, big ups for showing up, and tell us about your questions that you would like us to address. I do see some question. There was a question about AI that I saw. I think the more things get, what I've seen in the industry, what I've seen, the more things are supposed to be easier, the more they get complicated. I think technology, maybe it's allowing us to do more in a shorter space of time, but what I've seen is that we still need a lot more people. It's just not getting into the space where we can get rid of people. I think technology is creating new fields within the field, you know. I can give you an example. I mean, there's a requirement, like for example, for monitors or CRAs, there's what they call 100% SDV, remote monitoring, centralized monitoring. That came through the employing technology. And then later on, after employing technology, now we need centralized monitors. We no longer need a lot of on-site monitors. We need centralized monitors. We need data analytics. We need project coordinators. So as much as there's a change, there's AI, I don't think it's replacing. I actually think AI is creating more opportunities. You just need to know where to look. And then if there's any other question, let me see. Someone says they learned a lot from Terani, it's fine. I'm sure you can reach out to Terani and I mean, if you want to get more information. Any other question, guys? Or are you ready for us to go? Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a question? Just raise your hand if you have a question. I'm just reading through what I see on the comments. Can a registered nurse break into clinical research, and which position apart from the research nurse? That's a good one. But you can start as a research nurse. That is your entry. Just consider that as your entry, and you have a plan to build into other roles. I mean, that gives you a good entry. You can be a study coordinator. You can start even as a clinical trial assistant. So it doesn't mean that you can also just okay. Kosira, I have a question. Can I unmute? Yes, Sandy, you can. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Nyeleti, can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible? Oh, okay. Thank you so much for this initiative and for the opportunity. There's something that I noticed when I'm applying for either internships or job posts, where they'll ask for an email address from an employee or someone. I just wanted to understand how that works, and if I don't know anyone who's employed in that company, how can I reach out to them? I remember I tried to reach out to one person in my connection, and they were not welcoming. So the person basically said, "Oh no, the post is actually closed," even though on LinkedIn it was still saying it's open. So how can we navigate that if we do come across it when a company says they prefer someone who has an email address of someone who's already working there or who has a referral link?
Okay, so I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's applicable
Vicky,
for
can
all
I help you with
companies.
this one?
Yes, Yan, okay.
You know what, Sandy? When DMing people, you must just know you're taking a chance. It can either go well or it won't go well. So you DM that person. It doesn't matter. Don't be nervous. Just do it. You know what? I've been in so many people's DMs. Even now I'm still in people's DMs, and there are a lot of people in my DMs. And it goes either way. You just DM that person. If they want to help you, they'll help you. And most of the people on LinkedIn are willing to help. So just go on a limb. Just take a chance and send that DM. Don't waste time.
I just don't understand the other aspect of a question. I've never seen it being a mandatory requirement that you should be referred by someone. So
it's not a mandatory, but it gives you a better chance if you're referred. It's not a mandatory.
Let me
Yeah, you have an
learn something.
advantage.
Yes, Limakato.
Back then, it used to be so much of an advantage to be referred, because now, especially where Equivia, when people refer you, for referrals, they put them in a sort of like a pool. And often when you want to apply again, your name remains on the referral, and the next person is not able to refer you because your name already shows there. So it just depends on a company, which company you're applying to. And also, it's always important to ask. That's why I'm saying create relationships, community. Ask. I just say Dimakatso, hi Dimakatso. I've spoken to whoever and I've requested them to maybe refer me, and I'm not able to get their email address. Do you perhaps know anybody in that company to be able to help me with this? So it just depends with different companies. It's not a flat thing for all companies.
And the other thing about referral, guys, you must be very careful. It's very difficult to refer someone that you can't defend. Hence, you have to build those relationships. So you can DM people, but to refer someone, it means that particular person is linked to you. So if you're a department, someone refers someone, and when we make selections, we note that this was referred by so and so. Somehow referral means you know this person. It means you can vouch for them. So you need to that's why building relationship is quite important. So if there's those companies that you've already identified that they look at those kind of stuff, start finding the people that you can connect with from those companies, and they get to know you so that they know who they are referring. So that's why maybe it's quite difficult for some people to just refer you. Okay.
Okay, no problem. I understand. Thank you so much for all the responses. Thank you.
Yeah, Melody, I see your comment about this companies where you're not getting responses or reply backs. Yeah, most companies, they do use the ATLS systems. And I know so many people here that are in this call today that when I connected with them at some point, they're like, we're getting no response from this particular companies, but now they are employed by those companies. So it does happen that they answer when they find that person that they're looking for. So don't give up. Just like Siano King say, go into those DMs, go into those application mode. Okay, so let's give it another 2 minutes if there's anything burning. So we're going to have the sessions every 3 months. We're gonna try, let's build a community. If you also identify people on LinkedIn or through some kind of your networks that you think they could benefit other or other graduate or other clinical research opportunity seekers, I'll call you that. Clinical research opportunity seekers. If you have a better name to call yourself, you let me know. Just also let us know so we can connect with those people. But I guess there's no more. Let's see. Is there any more questions? In the near future, we can have a session strictly for breaking into clinical research, and then maybe other session for individuals who have 6 to 12 months experience and want to go to senior positions. All right, I noted that. Big ups to the speaker. Thank you, Sihle. Any question that I'm missing?
Hello, my hand is up.
Okay, Sister Kelly, yes.
Yes. So I wanted greetings everyone. So I wanted to ask, is clinical research space only allows people with BSc, or you only have to have a GCP certificate? And also, let's say you have a BSc and a GCP certificate. What other ways or what other certificates could you use or could you do to improve yourself in order to put yourself in a place where you are a better candidate, let's say maybe with no experience?
Thank you so much, Sister Kelly. I think I added there that your GCP, it's basically your learner's license. Learner's license just tells you the rules, where to stop, like this is a stop sign. This means U-turn. You understand? So GCP, it's just a rule book. But for someone to drive a car, they need to go to a driving school where they have a real practical experience with the car. You understand where I'm getting into? Then I also said there are companies that are offering courses. We offer the masterclass in clinical research, which is a 4-month course. There's one offered by Task. Here, I'm not going to promote just my company because there's other opportunities that you can look at. You can go to SAPA, you can go to Mac Clinical. I wouldn't mind if you come to Clinical Research Masterclass, but there are others. Someone also posted that there's also courses at Coursera. It's just that some of our learnings that we do offer, they are tailored to the nature of clinical research conduct in South Africa. So something like Coursera may just give you generic information. It's just like doing GCP that is offered by Global Health. That is good, but you can then do a GCP that is accredited in South Africa, which is offered by other trainers that are located in South Africa. So you have to I hope you understand what I mean. You cannot learn to drive without going into a driving school and practice. You can get a license maybe in South Africa, buy it, but to drive, you have to really spend time. You need to know the language. You need to talk the language. Ne? So yeah, you need to learn. Get some courses. Okay.
So the only way you can equip yourself is to get more and more courses.
I wouldn't say more and more courses. I think the Rani really talked about how you balance that with regard to the getting certificates and the application of certificates. So I wouldn't say that you get more and more courses. There are people that got into the industry without having to do those courses. We're just giving our guidebook, how we think you can get in. We're not saying it's the only way.
Okay.
There is Stephen as well. Stephen is one of our trainer in the masterclass. He says, you just need to have a willingness to learn and to and have the adaptability, build your experience and grasp as much knowledge and skills as possible. I mean, someone said, I think it's Sakiwo, he said that you need, he said something and I actually quoted it when he said it. Like you have a BSc degree, but can you apply what you've learned? If you cannot apply, it means you still need to gain some knowledge. And if to gain some knowledge means you need to go into a class, then do that. It's just that some of the courses do cost, and it means you need to have the money to do it. How does one become aware of upcoming webinars? Hence, I said to you guys, add your details into our platform. So if you're in here, I hope you have created your account. Creating your account doesn't mean that we're going to, you've signed up for any course. You just create an account, then you know a database. Then when we have new webinars, we will share with you. We'll invite you. Stick to our LinkedIn page. We're not shy of being on LinkedIn. Like literally, we take it over every day. So just follow Afrileadtech School of Clinical Research page on LinkedIn or follow myself. And then we always post. Okay. Let's end it, guys. I don't think there's another question. What are the top skills in health that student needs sponsorship in to better prepare them for workforce, such as data analytics? What are generic IT related skills should student in health focus on, especially skills that are recognized by Health Suite? Or I actually said on the, I downloaded the qualification standards on Health Sita. It's no longer on Health Sita. You find it on QCTO now. Don't know if you've seen the QCTO and network. I'm always there, like I'm trying to figure out this new process with QCTO. So you can go to QCTO, you can look at the training if you're really looking for something that is accredited by QCTO, but there's literally nothing relating to clinical research in that manner. I don't know, maybe I'm also still trying to understand how these things work, but you can go to QCTO, occupational. Yeah, guys, we won't answer all these questions, but let's add into the future questions. Yeah, because we won't end. Ne? I do take that. Oh, that's from you, Sakiwa. We can look at this together. Yeah. Okay, guys. We will connect again. We'll schedule another one in 3 months and give me feedback so that if you want one of the mentors that was here to come back, you can can also let us know and connect with them directly, see what they are offering, join some of the learning. It's not about getting into research, it's about other skills that you develop. Just because Sakiwa is talking about IT doesn't mean it doesn't apply for you that wants to join clinical research. You can learn a lot from him as well in his organization. Thank you, guys. I'm going to end the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Bye.
Thank
you so much.
you.
Bye.
Till we meet again.